What's up you guys? So for today's video, I am going to be giving you a little bit more prep for college transition. You guys really liked the last video I made where I gave you guys 10 tips to nail that incoming college transition. So I thought that I'd go ahead and give you guys a few more just like little pieces of advice that will help you differentiate what high school was like and what college is going to be like. Because when I was going from high school to college, a lot of things I didn't know where things were going to be like. How are the classes going to be? What is it like joining club sports teams? Or how do I find the libraries? Can I ask for a room key if I lose it? Just the simplest questions that a lot of people that are already in college or have gone through college don't even think to tell you because they're so just like, duh. But when you're in this new environment, you don't know all these things. They're super tricky. Like, you don't know. I remember when I was just moving in, it was like the third day moving in, and I left my room key in my room. So basically I was stuck outside my building and my room because you needed to get into both. So I texted my RA at like 1 in the morning, but I'm like, she's not gonna be up. I was like panicking, I didn't know what to do. Luckily she responded, but basically that's the kind of thing, like you gotta know just the rundown of what you need to do. So I thought I'd give you guys just a little pieces of advice to just have in your mind, know that it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be all good once you get there, and just kind of tips. So transitioning off my little story I just had, your room key. This is kind of your lifeline at this point. It's most likely gonna be your meal card, it's gonna get you into your room, it's gonna get you into other buildings. If like you lose it, stuff like that. And what you need to know is you're able to get replacement keys when you go downstairs, you can talk to the lobby person. But basically don't be afraid to ask. Another thing is before I got into college, I was afraid to ask the waiter for a fork if I didn't have a fork, you know, or if somebody was doing something and I need to tap them on the shoulder, I'd be really nervous about it. But at college, you're living in this environment, like this is your space. Like there's no time to be stressed about asking if I can get a parking pass or, you know, asking for an extra room key. So don't be afraid to just go out of your way and ask people. Anyone at the front desk can help you if you lose that room key card or just anything. If you need anything, don't be afraid to ask. Next thing is like, what is the difference between high school classes and college classes? How can I like get prepared or know what to expect? And basically the best thing I can tell you is college classes are going to be all the talking, the lecturing of your high school class, and for the most part not too many assignments to make sure you're doing your work. In college, there are like 3 types of classes. There's the lecture hall class, there's the lecture hall discussion class, and then there's a lab class. So in the lecture class, you are in a huge hall most of the time and you're getting talked to. You're getting all the information to you over and over and over. There's a huge syllabus you get at the beginning. It tells you what readings to read before class, and if you don't do it, you don't do it. Basically, you're gonna have a midterm and a final. These are like the introduction type classes. And if you don't do the reading before lecture, whatever, nobody's gonna stop you. There's no reading quizzes. If you don't do the readings at all, no one's gonna stop you. So basically, it's up to you to do all the readings. So that's one type of class you might have. A second type of class you might have is a lecture with a discussion. Basically, this is kind of the same lecture, maybe in a smaller hall, because these tend to be more specialized classes. And then you're gonna have a discussion. So a discussion is basically a group of like 25 to 30 students, and you all get in, you talk about the lecture and then the reading. So this makes you a little bit more responsible because a lot of times you either have like a short quiz or you're graded on your participation in the discussion. So this makes you a little bit more responsible for doing your readings, but again, it's totally up to you. A lot of people skip discussion because a lot of times attendance isn't part of your grade. You know, again, it's all up to you to get ready for class, and that's kind of the second thing that you can look forward to. I'd say the discussion is the most similar thing you're gonna have to a high school type class, so that's something to keep in mind. And then number 3 is your lab class. This is gonna be like a traditional science class, except it can be for any course. So you can have like photography labs, you can have science. You're working hands-on with yourself or with like a group or something to do experiment, or I think they have like engineering and math type, but I don't know how they work. So that's the other type of class that you might have. And of course, if you're doing theater or if you're doing some kind of other specialized course, it's gonna be a little bit different, but for the most part, those are the types of classes that you might have in college. So that's just kind of a little rundown to get you used to it. Next up is sports. So sports is definitely run differently in high school. In high school, if you wanted to play a sport, it's like freshman, JV, varsity. You try out for the team and that's it. College, there's varsity sports. Most of you are probably recruited or you're gonna try to walk on. You can walk on, you can go to their tryouts, you can find that on the website. But most of you guys are probably gonna be more interested in the club and the intramural levels. So the club sports are gonna be like, we did this sport in high school, we worked hard on it, we're pretty good at it, and we wanna keep playing it at a competitive level. And those vary all the way across the line. At UCLA, UCLA, club soccer practices like 3 or 4 days a week for an hour and a half, and it's very serious. They travel to nationals, they practice all the time, the cuts are ridiculous, there's like 600 people trying out, and I realized that wasn't for me. But if that is for you, there's definitely sports like that. It kind of just depends on the school, which ones are good, which ones aren't. On the other hand, there is club sports where it's much more relaxed. Club swimming at UCLA is a little bit like that, where there are no cuts, anyone can join, which is kind of cool. You can go to practice, you cannot go to practice, and then if you want, you can go to the meets. There's some kind of qualifications, but for the most part, it's just about having fun and doing it at kind of like a competitive level, where if you did it in high school, you can stay in shape and have a lot of fun and keep that kind of competitive vibe. So those are like what you have opportunities for, and again, the tryouts are open to anyone. Don't be afraid to go out and go for it because it's a lot of fun. And then you have your rec sports. These are super fun. They're also called intramurals a lot of places. We actually call them intramurals. And basically all you have to do is gather a team, or you can go into solo and get grouped into a team, and you can play against other people that just want to play for fun. So you can miss the games, you can go to the games, you can forfeit games. Sometimes you get a little penalty if you forfeit games, but it costs like $20 up front and it's so much fun. So make sure you definitely look out for those. Even if you, like I tried water polo and volleyball, it was just a lot of fun to do stuff like that. And they usually have games once or twice a week. Practicing is totally up to you. There's no like scheduled practicing because you're doing it with your friends. And yeah. Another thing that people are really curious about is, do you have access to your professors? Can you talk to them? Like, what's that like? So basically in college, you're gonna have a lecture, you're gonna have whatever you have for your class, you know, like we talked about earlier. And then your professor is probably gonna have something called office hours, or most people are required to have them. But office hours basically meet once or twice a week for an hour, and it's up to you to go in, talk to your professor, meet them, learn from them, also like get to know your professor. It's really cool if you get to know your professors, because a lot of them have opportunities for you to do research or intern with them. Intern types, I say intern, but like work with them, or you know, just present your ideas to them and they work things off you. But I will tell you, it is totally up to you. I had a few professors last year that I got to know pretty well, and it was great talking to them. Like, I know them on a pretty much first name basis. And there are other professors where I went to their office hours like twice when I needed questions after the midterms or finals. They have no idea what my name is. I don't know if I even told them my name, and you know, I'll probably never talk to them again. So it's totally up to you to make that relationship, to foster that relationship. It's so important. I mean, every time I was in office hours, a lot of the times when my classes were like 200 people, there'd be like 3 people in office hours maybe. So people don't go. So take advantage of that and learn from your professors. They're there to help you. One time I went to office hours and I got like half the answers on the midterm. Like, she just reviewed the midterm study guide with me and was like, oh yeah, that's on the exam. So like, you never know what you're gonna learn from them, and a lot of the time they want to help. They're happy to see their students because, you know, people don't do it. So I have another little quick story. Like, the third day I was on campus, I was leaving at like 12 o'clock to run Target, which is open 24/7. Target! And there was like a policeman on campus. I'm like, oh gosh, like, am I not allowed to be out right now? It's 12 o'clock, I'm getting in trouble. Like, you're an adult. You pretty much have no, as long as you're not being disruptive, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, there's pretty much no rules for you to abide by. There are rules. There's drinking, you know, there are the rules. But other than that, you're an adult. It's up to you to sleep. It's up to you to eat. So just be ready for it. It takes a little bit of a transition. I don't think anything can really prepare you for that switch, but it's super exciting. It's gonna be awesome. And if you have any other questions or things that you'd like me to talk about that are just silly, or just a dumb question you have in the back of your head that you wanna ask, I'm totally down to answer all those questions down below. I actually have a lot of fun doing it, just kind of sharing my info with you guys, because I'm excited for you all to experience college. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I'm making a lot more college related content along with my other little fun videos during the summer, like some travel vlogs. I might do like a back to school supplies DIY for fun and kind of make a little joke out of it. But yeah, click that little bell so you know when I click the videos if you do like my stuff and you want to see more of me. I also post on Twitter and Instagram every once in a while, so check me out there. I love you guys so much. Hope you all enjoyed that video. If you're going to college soon, good luck. Let me know how it goes. Don't ever ruin your fun today. I'll see you guys real soon, and I don't have anything else to say. Bye guys.
Because I'm 18 and I still live with my parents, yeah,